Well, hello, Bob Dendry here, and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. So, last episode, you'd remember, we did a little bit of space tourism. We took some tourists up to space, we got a heap of money, and we are well on the way, I think, to being able to rescue Jeb from his lonely place here in space at the moment. We do have a few more tourists that we need to take care of this episode, so let's jump in and do that. Alright, now I observed, I did do a test flight of this with 2 crew capsules on here, which is what we have now. And I observed that there's not quite enough fuel to get to a decent orbit to cover the requirements of the contract. So what we're going to do here, I'm not using the mini fuselage, we're going to add 1 extra fuselage and see if that is enough to sort of cover us off in terms of the requirements. I'm not sure if it will be, but hopefully, if we just tuck back to the Space Center, we can launch a new mission using our 3 tourists. Okay, we are ready to go with our new design we've just put together, or really it's a slight modification of our existing design, so let us get flying. This is your captain speaking. Welcome to KSA flight number 2. This is the second commercial flight of our great space agency. The first flight did take about 20 attempts to do without killing all inhabitants aboard, but we have very much cleaned up our processes, so I don't want you to worry about death this time around. I'm sure we'll get you to your destination absolutely safe and sound. So please sit back, enjoy the ride, and I look forward to seeing you all once we reach our destination. Okay, so we have just run out of boosters, so we'll just get rid of those. They will just miss each other. We will start rotating now. We're probably rotating too much. I think we are probably going to go on a bit of a spin, but I'm pulling hard to try and stop that rotation. And we'll just about do it. Nice. Alright, so I will start burning now. And we'll burn hard, probably. How are we looking in terms of our apoapsis? So we're a little tiny bit sort of off axis compared to how Jeb's plane or Jeb's spacecraft is going, but that is okay. Once we hit about 100,000, I think I will cut our thrust. And done. And then what we're going to do, we're going to aim for a maneuver node to try and get us into a low Kerbal orbit. How are we looking? How is our apoapsis? 105. Periapsis 92. We can probably afford to even bring that down just a little tiny bit. 90 and 104. Perfect. I think that is looking really good. We will slightly realign our aircraft, or our spacecraft I should say, just to point towards our node. And we're probably right to start burning now. And let's have a look on the orbital map. Hard going right now, we're not making massive dent in the sort of change in velocity that we need. But we are heading very closely towards that node, so hopefully we get in a decent position here. Looks like we're getting pretty close to running out of fuel as well, so we may not complete it on this stage potentially. It looks like we'll come close. And let's have a look on the orbital map. Hard going right now, we're not making massive dent in the sort of change in velocity that we need. But we are heading very closely towards that node, so hopefully we get in a decent position here. Looks like we're getting pretty close to running out of fuel as well, so we may not complete it on this stage potentially. It looks like we'll come close. Okay, we're not too far off, I don't think. So if we... start burning. And let's see, we're looking for this little thing here to light up once we're in the right place. And I think we're good if we cut it there. What are we looking at here? So we've got suborbital, that's the old one. Suborbital space flight complete. Orbit around Kerbal complete. Perfect. So we are exactly where we need to be right now. And so we should be good. Probably just do an orbit around and then we can burn back into the atmosphere. Alright, so it's almost time for us to burn retrograde to get back into the atmosphere. What I learned from the last episode and all the effort I needed to sort of put in to actually finish that is that we want to get our periapsis as high as possible while still being in the atmosphere. Because obviously the drag of entering the atmosphere will slow down the craft heaps, but you'll still be at a decent enough angle that you can slow yourself down. So we want to probably aim with our periapsis of maybe like 60 to 65,000 meters. So I'm going to do just a very sort of short burn to hopefully do that. So 65,000 meters, and I think that should be enough to pull us back into the atmosphere of Kerbal. Okay, and we've just dipped under the 70,000 meters here. So hopefully we'll start to break from the air resistance and the friction. But hopefully we don't sit in the in the sort of hot zone of the atmosphere for too long and burn up on entry. Also, hopefully we don't bounce straight off the atmosphere either, which is also a risk. Alright, and we are starting our re-entry now. We have our heat shields on both sides of our crew module, as the internet taught me to do. So hopefully we can burn in without too much issue and land safely, hopefully on land this time. So we appear to be doing alright so far. The craft is staying nice and stable, and we're not heating up too much yet. I think once we get down to about 35,000, once again we'll start to see the heat increase. But it looks like we're in a pretty good position, to be honest, and we are starting to break a fair bit now from the air resistance as well. Oh, and we're doing our little spin. It happened, but we've got a heat shield on here. We expect to lose our aerodynamic nose cone, which should probably blow up shortly, but hopefully the rest of the craft should be fairly safe. But you never know, do you? Okay, the heat is starting to fall. So we are through the worst of it. We do need to slow down quite a bit, and it's looking a bit risky. What I might take the opportunity to do now is to jettison our heat shield, which will sort of decrease our aerodynamics, hopefully allow us to pull our chute before we crash into the ground, but we're only 7,000 meters up. So it's not looking fantastic. We need to get up. Oh, yes. Can we do it? Oh, that's looking good. Can we do it? It's our heat shield. Oh, there we go. So we're still falling pretty fast, but I think we are. I think we're looking good. We might jettison our other heat shield just to reduce our weight a little bit more as well. Well, that didn't really do much, did it? We are still falling very fast. Still falling very fast. Ah, yes. There we go. Our chutes are pulled. Looks like we are going to land in on solid land as well. And we have touchdown. And hopefully it doesn't explode. Lovely. Look at that. We did it. And we did it. Look at that. Got 100,000 science. Fantastic stuff. Unfortunately, it's nowhere near enough you know, do we need to be able to upgrade our vehicle assembly building to build bigger rockets. So we've still got a fair bit of whoring out contracts to get up to 225,000. What else can we do? Let's have a look. So in line with our strategy of selling out to get the money to save Jeb, we have a whole heap of tourists here that would like to go on orbits around Kerbal. So we are going to be heading out with our heavy ferry again, and we will be, yeah, pretty much just, you know, doing a number of space flights to raise funds to rescue Jeb. So that's what we're going to be doing for a little while, I think. Ooh, that was a close one. Well, there you go. We have ferried, I think, about 10 tourists into orbit and back, so we've made a lot of money. And hopefully we should have enough to both upgrade our vehicle assembly building and also build a nice large rocket to head for the moon. Let's have a look. Oh, 273,000. Beautiful. Look at that. Upgraded, and we still got 48,000 left to work with, so that's a fantastic fantastic achievement. Selling ourselves out really paid off. But that is going to be about it for this episode, so we'll be back next week to hopefully try and shoot for the moon. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and ring that notification bell so you get a ding to your device the next time I post a video. Links to my social media and Discord are in the description, so please get on there, like, subscribe, follow, join the conversation. I'm always happy to have a chat about any content. And you can also find a link to my Buy Me a Coffee should you wish to contribute something financial to the channel. But until next time, I'm Bob Dendry. This is Kerbal Space Program. Thanks so much for watching, and goodbye.